Let's go now. Come on, set. Ready, ready. Set. Hut, hut. Here we go, set. Set, go. Ready. Set. Ready. Ready. Set. Ready. Let's go. Go. Down. Set up. Set up. Hut. Ready, ready. Ready, ready. Here we go, here we go. Let's go now. Hut, hut. On the ready. Set, go. Ready. Ready. Come on, set. Ready. Set. Go. Here we go, set. Set up. Ready. Hut. Set. Ready. Ready, ready. Set. Hut, hut.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Cowboys and the Lions coming up next.
It's a city home to one of the most loyal and passionate fan bases in football. And all the noise they're making is being captured by the Dome here at Ford Field in Detroit. Thank you all for joining us here in week number 2. Alongside Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott. Brock, we got a great one this week, partner. One of the only games league-wide featuring 2 teams who both won their openers.
Yeah, it's been mission accomplished so far, each off to the start that they envisioned as the season began. And while it's only week 2, whoever can come out of this one with a win and jump to 2-0 has everybody in their division looking up at them.
Only one team will keep the winning waves going to start the season as we're off in week 2. Here's Tylan Wallace on the return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. So the Lions take the field for their first drive. And they'll be led out by this promising young signal caller out of the University of Colorado.
Kate, when I watch these rookie quarterbacks running out to open a game, I think of the old World Series great pitcher Cliff Lee. And he made a one-handed play in the World Series and was asked about it afterwards. They said, man, how do you have so much poise? You didn't even look nervous on that stage. And he said, sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. You got to tell yourself you'll be just fine. And these rookie QBs, that's part of the learning curve they're climbing.
And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Looking to the air here. It's taken in by Williams. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
On first down, it's Gibbs. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Malik Hooker with the tackle. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 38. Throw complete to Williams. This is ahead for about 5. Tackle made by Trayvon Diggs. All right, Brock, getting a look now at their draft class from this year, and some haters on the outside for this class, but I know inside the building, they're real excited about this group.
You know, one thing, Kate, I've learned, meeting scouts out on the road, especially on the college level, I'll talk to them, they'll say, different organizations like, yep, this guy's a Raven. Yep, this guy's a Seahawk. Yep, this guy just fits who we are. The elite programs, they don't care about the noise on the outside. When they see a fit to their team and their organization, they go get them. And that's what I see in this draft class.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And that brings up 4th and short. Man, that was a chain mover if you would have held on, Brock, but the contact just too much to do so.
Yeah, he's going to be disappointed in himself because you've got to make these contested catches, but I do give a lot of credit. An outstanding effort defensively to force that ball out.
And they make the tackle at the 38. They'll keep this drive moving after a big 18-yard pickup on 4th down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Offense executing early. New set of downs at the 38-yard line. Still sticking with the passing game. Finds Laporta. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. 12 yards on that play and a a good call nets him the first.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
Here we go, set.
From the 24. Cut near the goal line. And in for the Detroit touchdown. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established and into top gear right here early on.
Now it's Jake Bates for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Lions will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Fox now to kick this one away. Kickoff taken at the 3. This return makes it up to the 25. So now the Cowboys getting an opportunity to send their offense out for the first time. Bringing them out is a Mississippi State 4th-round pick in 2016 who's found considerable success in this league, Dak Prescott.
I don't think I'm alone in this, Kate. To me, Dak is one of the easiest players to root for their success in the NFL. I think for me and for many others, it's based on all he's overcome, from tough playoff losses to significant injuries. But his leadership, his stats, his ability to play like an MVP in big moments, at his best, he really is all you could ever ask for.
Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down. A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. First down, here's Dak. He's throwing deep to the left side. This is caught inside the 15. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal. From the red zone now. And look at the footwork there. Touchdown! The Cowboys finish off their opening drive. Extra point from Aubrey is up and good. And the Cowboys respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. Aubrey now to kick this one away. Wallace with a return here. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Detroit getting its offense set for their second drive. They really have the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. They'll start on the ground with Gibbs. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. That's Denzel Perryman in on the stop. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Sending the tight end in motion left. Here we go, 2nd and 9. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. Oh, stiff arm. They get 40 on the big hitter. And that gives the Lions the first.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. That was Micah Parsons making that play. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Throwing from the gun. Got Williams, and it's complete. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
All right, Cowboys showing nickel set, 3rd down. Setting up a throw. Complete beyond the marker. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Gibbs now from the gun. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Another one for Gibbs. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Third down from the gun. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down. Jake Bates out for the Lions field goal try. A little more than a chip shot. This is 25 yards. Bates' kick is up and good. And that's going to break our tie and give them a 3-point advantage.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Back out come the Cowboys for their 2nd drive. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. Here's Prescott, 1st and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Off the play fake, hits Prescott. Throw left side, complete. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. First and 10, Prescott. He spins right by him, and he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. That's good for 7 yards. And that's good for a Cowboys 1st down. They're set up at the 35 now. Dak throwing again. Brought in by Jake Ferguson. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Another throw for Prescott. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Throwing now, 3rd and 2. Cut near the goal line. And in for the Dallas touchdown. For the point after, here's Aubrey. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Cowboys take a 4-point lead.
14, Lions 10.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. Return coming from the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Detroit offense getting ready for its next drive. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Straight ahead with Gibbs. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that gives the Lions the first.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Throwing now from the gun. Completed over the middle. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
This is Gibbs on 2nd down. Still going past the 40. Down the sideline into the red zone. And he will get this to the end zone for a Detroit touchdown. The Lions hold a slim 2-point lead early. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. Wow, just sensational speed from the back that time, Brock. He found a seam, got through it, and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those, and you appreciate guys that can get on base. But it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
Bates tacks on the extra point. And the Lions push their lead to 3. Fox now to kick this one away. Returning it from the 4. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Cowboys offense headed out there. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Now a give on the counter. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Oh, he put some heat on this deep ball, left side. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. No connection on the last play, and out 3rd down. Dak now from the gun. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Not on the same page with his tight end. So that brings up 4th and long. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. The Lions and Jahmyr Gibbs back out on offense. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Play action on first down. Headed out right. They left him wide open. It's complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains. First down, ball at the 36.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Coming right is Gibbs. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. That was Micah Parsons making that play. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage, B, it sets up your play action, and C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down. And we will not get another play. That's going to do it for the first quarter. Just a field goal separates these two. We're back to Ford Field right after this. Back and beginning the second quarter. Lions in possession. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Hand off to Gibbs from the gun. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Dropping back to throw. It's taken in by Williams. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. That's a gain of 13, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
1st and goal. Here's Gibbs. Scores! Touchdown, Detroit! The Lions make it a 9-point advantage. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with 1 end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
That one splits the uprights. And the Lions make it a 10-point ball game. Fox now to kick this one away. Return starts at the 3. A nice return, but what a hit we had at the end of it. The Cowboys about set to take over. And they're going to try to take the lead back to 1 possession here after that last score pushed it up to 24-14. They'll run here on first down. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, feel, and instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties, to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
Back to the well again. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Aiden Hutchinson, energetic as always after making the stick. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Working out of the gun, it's Prescott. Really fired that one, but they couldn't connect. Another punt coming up for Rigoberto Sanchez. And he'll try to have his 2nd punt top his 1st one. He has it at the 22. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Lions back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. come out throwing. He goes back to him yet again, complete. He picks up 28 on the play. And that'll be first down, Detroit. And he's up across 200 yards now in this opening half. That's beyond simply a good start for him. This is the type of game where he's been taking the lead on carrying his offense forward however he can. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Off the gut they go with Gibbs. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. They're set up at the 35 now. Pass play on 1st and 10. That's caught, Keenan Allen. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. They gain 14 on the play. And that gives the Lions the first.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Finds him over the middle. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. Short pass brought in. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal. Well, so far, they've got to be pretty happy with how he's been leading their offense. It has been a great start.
And I'd hesitate to say it's only going to get better, especially if they really decide to keep running this offense through that quarterback's arm.
A give to Gibbs. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. This is going to go as a pickup of 4. 2nd and goal coming up. Gibbs. And he runs it across. Touchdown. The Lions make it a 16-point ball game. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. His 3rd of the game on the ground. He's into the end zone and already at 3 rushing scores before halftime, Brock. So they either got to find a way to keep him out or he's going to run his way into the record books if they're not careful. Bates now for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Lions take a 3-possession lead. Fox now to kick this one away. This return starts at the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Following the kick return, we've got somebody shaken up, so we're going to get a stoppage here as he's attended to. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Now we're on the counter. And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Alex Anzalone there on the stop.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
Brought in right side. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the fourth down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
The Lions and this running back headed back out for a new series. And he has run roughshod over them in this opening half. Pretty sure this is the exact kind of start that he was hoping to have here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. It's Gibbs on the carry. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
The gain is 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
From the 34. That's complete to St. Brown outright. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
To the air now on 1st and 10. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. Running it with Gibbs. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. That was Micah Parsons making that play. 6 yards the pickup there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit. They send St. Brown in motion left. They go play action on 1st. He finds Laporta. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. Here's Gibbs on the carry. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. He's dropping back to throw. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete.
You know, I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. It's so unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. He'll look to throw. He's on the move. The ball is loose. And that bounces out before anyone can make a recovery. They're going to have this one inside the 10. All right, so they're facing 4th down now, but they are grateful, no doubt, to be facing it. After that sideline right there saved them on the fumble.
Yeah, saved them, Kate, not just on the field, as you're saying, but on the scoreboard. What a hurt to fumble it away inside field goal range. But thanks to that ball bouncing out, we'll get a chance to try a field goal, or who knows, maybe even go for it. Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Fox now to kick this one away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. The Cowboys offense now headed back to the field. And this certainly isn't the rut they want to be in, Brock. All of their drives have been ending in punts as of late. Working from the pistol, Prescott. Finds a seam down the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Down inside the 40 now with a first down following that last play. First down, here's Dak. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Throwing again is Dak. On target to his back, Rico Dowdle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down.
It's a gain of 23 yards. First down, Cowboys.
Working inside the red zone. Has it down close. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a first and goal. Dak throwing again. And he's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys fighting back and shaving 6 off that lead. Seed. So we've got a stoppage now. Figured this might be coming. We're going to take another look to see if this was indeed a touchdown. Well, this right here is where having all those camera angles comes into play. We're going to get a much clearer picture thanks to all the shots we've got.
Yep, technology, everybody's friend right now. We get to watch it again and again, unlike these officials who got to see it once in real time. We just have to see, is there clear enough evidence to overturn the call that was made down there on the field?
Those points safe on the scoreboard. The touchdown upheld upon review. That one right down the middle. And the Cowboys drop the lead back to 13. Aubrey now to kick this one away. Starting from the 5. And look at this return. And in great shape after that return. He's across the 35 before going out. The home teams returning their offense and this running back to the field. It sure seems like they've been able to score every time they've touched it this quarter, Brock. So high hopes again for this upcoming series. Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Now Gibbs. He cuts it to the right sideline. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. They'll try and throw it here. Finds his target, Allen. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. They'll get 18 yards there. And that gives the Lions the first.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. We're at the 2-minute warning of a high-scoring game so far. My goodness. The Lions trying to add to their lead. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Throwing it again here. That's caught. Here comes Jahmyr Gibbs. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them first and goal.
At that down the distance, this group was pretty confident the screen would give them enough yards for the first, and it did. So long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the pressure drives them backwards.
You know, we do enough of these games, Kate, and I am a big fan of creativity. And the QBs today are some of the best to ever do it. But that's a situation where you got to know on first down.
Touchdown, Detroit! Well, Brock, not much to say other than the fact that this offense on point. They're just clicking today.
Just rolling. I mean, this is clinic. This is what I call teaching tape. Being well prepared, and more importantly, going out there and executing at a high level.
Bates now for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Lions push the lead to 20. Fox now to kick this one away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. The Cowboys taking over on offense. Not much time left before halftime. And losing by 3 scores, they'll have a final chance to take at least 3 off the deficit before halftime. Here's Prescott, 1st and 10. Wow, his first real mistake, that's intercepted. Terrion Arnold has it. And the Lions are gonna have it after his 2nd interception of the season. And they're whistling for a stop here, and that's one of the Cowboys who's in some pretty clear discomfort and in need of some assistance. They've got first down from the 31. They'll throw to begin this drive. Flush down now to his left. And down he goes. The Cowboy defense gets it done. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
He's taken out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Trying again following the sack. Into the hands of Gibbs. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. Now the Lions calling a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. 1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. They're throwing it. And that one's too far in front of them, so now they're facing 4th down.
I'll say this, unless you're committed to going for it on 4th down, I just don't see why you throw it there. Just power it forward for half a yard and reset those chains, then take your shots further down the field.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Throwing now, needing a first. He finds him beyond the marker. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. Detroit calls timeout. It's 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
Oh, so close to getting off the field. But the 4th down conversion keeps that defense out there. That was their shot to end this possession, to sit on the bench, to get their breath. But now they're going to have to buckle down and force another.
And they will score. Touchdown, Detroit! The Lions get more points to end a lopsided first half. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. That was just gorgeous football right there. He saw the window, just had to wait for his guy to float toward it, and that pass fit in beautifully for the touchdown.
Kate, this is one of those moments where a quarterback's got to take his pre-snap read and make sure he confirms it quickly post-snap. And when he does, and he's got space to fit that post in, like you said, it's a thing of beauty.
Point after up and good from Bates. And the Lions continue piling onto this lead.
To kick off.
Fox now to kick this one away. Has this at the 6. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35.
At their own 33-yard.
This drive starts with barely any time left. 13 seconds in the half. 1st and 10, Prescott. In the hands of Flanoy, complete. And he'll get it up to the 44. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Back to throw it. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Looking to throw. He puts some air under this one, deep right. He's got it inside the 25. And somehow they've reached the end zone with no time remaining in the half. So late in the half, Brock, why not take a shot downfield? And their prayers are answered as they come up with that late touchdown.
You know, this is just a case of who wants it more. If you're in that secondary, all you're thinking is knock the ball down.
Yeah.
Even if you make some contact, right? They rarely call pass interference on plays like that. But somehow, some way, the ball winds up as a touchdown.
For the point after, here's Aubrey. And the kick is good, so they take some valuable points off that lead right at the end of this half. We've arrived at halftime here in Detroit. The Lions defending their building. They've got the lead at the break. Now we'll get you down to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Kate, back to you and Brock in just a moment. But after a wild first weekend in the NFL, time to see if things will settle down as we take a quick look at what's happening here in Week 2. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, where you see the final score there. Jordan Love, 2 touchdown passes as his guys make amends for the setback in Week 1. From there, let's hop over to New England. Check out the Patriots at home in Foxborough. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Josh Allen, 4 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get to the Windy City. See what's happening with the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And they couldn't get the job done as they fall to the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson, a touchdown pass in the victory. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly. These two teams making their final adjustments for the second half ahead. It's time to get back at it. For the call, let's rejoin Kate Scott and Brock Huard.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half.